Now, you may have noticed that corporate media has begun focusing on fighting what they call the scourge of fake news. Oh my God, look at all the fake news. Look at all the fake news. You know why? You know why? That's why Hillary lost the election, right? Because we had fake news. There's fake news everywhere. It's coming from here, over there, over there. I mean, fake news. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. And that's why Hillary Clinton lost the election. You're going to hear that, and you are hearing that all over corporate media, all over MSNBC, all over the New York Times pages, Paul Krugman, et cetera, et cetera. Add that to the laundry list of things they're blaming this election on. By the way, I mean, first it's the Bernie bros, right? Then it's the James Comey and the FBI, and then it's the Russian hacking. We'll get to that. Whoa, we got a Russian hacking story too later on in the show. And again, they're going to blame that, and they're fake news. Okay, all right. Now, is there fake news? Of course there's fake news. Of course there is. Of course. Look, there's actually a lot of fake news. But here's the thing. It is rather funny / convenient that the corporate media and the establishment, MSNBC, CNN, whatever, it's funny that they're going after fake news now. Of all times. Kind of convenient timing, especially since fake news existed far before the election and far before the primary. In fact, it was rampant during the primary. I've got some examples of that. Now, it's been revealed that the establishment media has actually been more than happy to disseminate fake news when it helps them. And now, for some proof, I go to Glenn Greenwald of The Intercept. Now, he recently wrote about this, and he found some examples, and I want to share them with you guys. Now, he writes that back in October, when Wikileaks was releasing emails from the John Podesta archive, the Podesta emails, Wikileaks, we covered that exhaustingly here on the show. So, if you're a longtime watcher, I covered the crap out of them, and I was one of the ones saying, no, these emails are legitimate. Yes, despite how they may have been acquired, right? Whether it be hacking from the Russians or hacking from Guccifer 2.0 or whatever, they're still legitimate. And they had a lot of insight into what the Democratic Party has done. It's been proven that they're legitimate, okay? So, anyway, Greenwald continues. Clinton campaign officials and their media spokespeople had adopted a strategy of outright lying to the public, claiming, with no basis whatsoever, that the emails were doctored or fabricated and thus should be ignored. Oh, you see all these WikiLeaks emails, they're fake. Don't pay attention to them because they're saying bad things about Hillary Clinton and we don't like that. And they're saying bad things about John Podesta and they're saying this, they're saying no. Stay away from them. Stay away. Go. Just stay away from them. Okay? Don't pay attention to those emails whatsoever. Look, you want to talk about fake news. That right there, fake news. Claiming without evidence that Russia doctored the emails in order to make Hillary Clinton look bad. No, you know what made Hillary Clinton look bad? Hillary Clinton. That's what made her look bad. Her entire record of getting money from Goldman Sachs, doing those speeches for $225,000 a piece, standing by and helping corporations, being on the board of Walmart, the different foreign policy blunders that she led us into. Those are some real issues. That's what made her look bad. But anyway, of course, they're going to go on and say, no, Russia, here's corporate media, MSNBC saying Russia, yes, it's the Russians, it's all the Russians' fault. It's all the Russians. Okay, look, here's the thing. If they did the hacking, well, look, that's a significant story. If it's found that Russia actually did hack into us in order to steal this information and disseminate it, well, that's a big story. That's a very important story. Now, I also understand that countries hack each other. We do it all the time to other people, to other countries. Other countries do it to us. Not saying that it's right, but that's what happens. But no, Russia hacking into us. Oh my God, what a scandal. Yeah, it is kind of a scandal, but it's not as big, and it also doesn't invalidate the WikiLeaks emails. But that's the whole point of them saying it's the Russians. So they can come back and say, you shouldn't trust what's in these emails. It's all fake. But it's not. It's not fake. Now, as I said, It is possible still that they did hack in, yes. But again, it doesn't invalidate what's in the emails. Now, and we had no evidence whatsoever that was shown, that was actually presented, to show that they have been tampered with at all. But still, you have people like Joy-Ann Reid, for example, David Frum, Kurt Eichenwald, and others from the corporate news, as well as Hillary surrogates, of course, Clinton-friendly networks, claiming that Wikileaks was doing nothing but releasing what amounts to, as essentially, in their words, Russian propaganda in order to hurt Hillary Clinton and elevate Trump. Right. Okay. Now, another example is MSNBC's intelligence analyst, Malcolm Nance. Now, Greenwald points out as spreading the most damaging claim. He said on October 11th, he tweeted, quote, "Official warning, Podesta emails are already proving to be riddled with obvious forgeries and black propaganda, not even professionally done." Wow. Well, that's pretty stark, okay? Immediately, black propaganda riddled with obvious forgeries. You know what his example is? You're going to love this. Now, first, let me get to how far this spread before I get into what it actually was. Now, the tweet was retweeted by more than 4,000 people, including other Clinton supporters like Joy-Ann Reid and David Frum. Now, these retweets led to a site called the Daily News Bin, which I called the Daily Garbage Bin, because that's essentially what it was. Very, very pro-Clinton propaganda site. Publishing an article with the headline, MSNBC intelligence expert, WikiLeaks is releasing falsified emails not really from Hillary Clinton. Now, again, no shred of evidence here. None. Okay, so now how do we know this is fake? Where does this come from? Where's the actual source on this? Because it wasn't Malcolm Nance. No, he just retweeted something. Well, who posted this? Well, this source was from an anonymous account calling itself The Omnivore. That's weird. So we don't know who that is, right? Who's The Omnivore? And how does he know? Well, I went through and I checked out on his Twitter, and I checked this specific tweet, and, well, there it is. There's this ridiculous email, purported email, that supposedly showed a Goldman Sachs transcript from Hillary Clinton, but it actually wasn't verified. Now, we'll get into this a little bit more. So, now, as I said, this was not verified by WikiLeaks. It was not published by WikiLeaks. However, this one tweet with this image in it was used in order to say that, look, see, they're doctoring these emails in order to make Hillary Clinton look bad. Well, it turns out that was not the purpose of the Omnivore putting this up. But regardless of its shady origins, MSNBC decided to jump the hell all over it. Now, it gets better, right? Here's where you get the twisty twist in this. Turns out the Omnivore is a big Hillary Clinton supporter. Now, he revealed himself to the Daily Beast as a man named Marco Chaikin. Now, Marco Chaikin is a self-professed creator of, quote, viral fake news aimed at Trump and Sanders supporters. Get this? This guy is putting out fake news in order to make not Hillary Clinton look bad, to make Donald Trump supporters and Bernie Sanders supporters look bad. Greenwald writes, he specialized in blatantly fake anti-Clinton frauds with the goal of tricking her opponents into citing them so that they would end up being discredited. When he wasn't posting fabricated news accounts designed to make Clinton's opponents look bad, his accountants looked like any other standard pro-Clinton account. Numerous negative items about Bernie Sanders and then Donald Trump with links to many Clinton defending articles. Now look, if you want to defend Clinton, or if you wanted to defend Clinton, go ahead and defend Clinton. Nobody gives a shit, right? That's fine. But you're going to put out fake news? No, that's bullshit. And again, that's what Hillary Clinton is supposedly now out there fighting, as well as the mainstream media. Hypocrisy knows no bounds. Now, in this Daily Beast article, published on November 21st, Chaikin describes how he manufactured the forged Goldman Sachs speech transcript He says he did it prior to learning that the Wikileaks releases of Podesta emails contained actual speech excerpts to Wall Street banks. But once he realized WikiLeaks had published the actual Clinton transcripts, Chaikin began trying to lure people he disliked, Clinton critics, into believing that his forged speeches were real, so that he could prove that they were both gullible and dumb. And who turned out to be the most gullible and the most dumb? The pro-Clinton corporate media. Oh, the irony here. It burns. Like, this guy, I'm pretty sure, if I were a journalist in mainstream media, and I found out that I fell for a fake news story, oh my God, this would be my reaction.
My anus is bleeding.
Embarrassing as hell. But as you're going to see, these corporate media hacks haven't said a word. Now, continues. Chaikin writes, the tweet went super viral. It started an almost trending, but still going today hashtag bucket of losers. A tweet declaring it a bad forgery was picked up by Malcolm Nance, an intelligence analyst for MSNBC, among others, who tweeted to be wary of the WikiLeaks release, which we know it wasn't. That did not stop Nance, who with a firm intelligence background should have been able to easily spot the fake, with chaos usually written in the sidebar and, makes air quotes, written before the bucket of losers piece in the completely comical so-called transcript, from referencing the document and saying, official warning, Podesta emails are already proven to be riddled with obvious forgeries and black propaganda, not even professionally done. Well, that's why it's not professionally done, because it wasn't done by a professional. It was done by some pro-Clinton guy. And now he writes, at the end of the day, did I change anything? I don't know. I think I inadvertently hurt WikiLeaks, which I'm not proud of, but I'm not too sorry about either. Yeah, okay. Thanks, Dick. I suspect that some people came to realize that they were believing in fake things. No shit. Of that conclusion, I'm not exactly sure that people people believe in fake things, I think, now more than ever. Especially since Eichenwald, Reed, and the others still believe that the Podesta emails were doctored or by the Russians. And they haven't even so much addressed buying into this fake news, while, of course, now, hypocritically, picking up the cause of fighting against so-called fake news. This thing is as irritating as it is hypocritical. They want to go after fake news without even admitting at all that during the election and during the primary that they were buying into this fake news. And there is plenty of it. There was plenty of it that was used against Bernie Sanders in the primary. Stuff that hurt him. That was not rooted at all in truth. That was spread by Hillary Clinton surrogates. The whole claim that he was going to destroy healthcare in order to put in Medicare for all. Oh, he's going to destroy Obamacare. He's going to destroy Obamacare. You know who spread that? Chelsea Clinton. Chelsea Clinton spread that bullshit. And then you had the so-called rape fantasy essay, which wasn't what it was all about. You read about it. It's like, oh, okay. It's talking about the culture back then. And you'll have to read into that, of course. It's a very, 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 very quick overview of that whole thing. But they used it to say, oh, Bernie Sanders, what a sexist. What a Bernie bro. I guess he would be the ultimate Bernie bro because he's Bernie Sanders, right? That's what they used against him. Fake news. And of course, now they're not going to say anything about that. They're not going to say, oh, we use fake news. No. They're the victims of fake news now. That's what they are. That's what they're claiming. Again, frustrating as fuck. And now we know this whole thing is fake. This guy admitted it, right? This Goldman Sachs transcript. Yeah, I made fakes to make Clinton critics look stupid. Oh, look. Oh, instead of making them look stupid, I made the pro-Clinton press look stupid. Oops. And of course, this feeds into another reason why people can no longer trust corporate media. And journalism does exist in the corporate media. There's not a lot of it. There's very, very little. And that's the problem here. That's why you have to get people like Jordan Sheridan out there, who does a great job. That's why you have to get independent journalists out there, because journalism is a dying field in corporate media. And now people don't even trust what little remains of that journalism, because there are some stories that they do in mainstream media which are actually factually correct. But that line has been blurred between opinion, establishment-friendly opinion, and actual journalism in mainstream media. So nobody trusts it anymore. And it's because of shit like this. And why would you trust corporate media anymore? They've been really, I mean, they've been more than happy to piss in your face and tell you that it was raining. No. But here's the worst thing about this. There's solutions. They're going to pass legislation. Oh. They're going to put government action, a government bureau in there to check and see if things are fake news from foreign sources. Here we go. Oh, look, we don't like fake news. Well, I don't like fake news either. You know what I like? I like, or I should say I don't like? Censorship. I like that far less than fake news. I cannot buy that. You know me. I am a strong free speech advocate. And I think that freedom of speech is fundamental to democracy. And the thing is that MSNBC, CNN, all those different corporate media companies and these different so-called journalists, Kurt Eichenwald, for example, they got caught with their pants down, spreading bullshit fake news in order to further their candidate, but they're specifically silent on the fake news that they spread in order to help their candidate. But they are very, very loud on this fake news because their candidate lost. No. And look, I'm not saying that the left is the only thing that does. No. The right wing is, of course, famous for this, right? I'm not letting them off the hook. They're the masters of fake news. But the problem here is the people that are spreading that fake bullshit, or that had spread that fake bullshit on the left, they're now the ones that are most loudly denouncing it. It's the hypocrisy that's the problem. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent, non-corporate media, go to our Patreon page and become a patron. Patreon.com/TYTNation.